Now listening to The Joint Committee.
24 maybe?
I mean, I smoked it all and it wasn't fucking that high. I know that for sure. Cause
Yo, I remember back in the day, if 20% was the fucking was the mark.
Stop spinning. Alright, cool. Need some leverage back here, bud. A little bit of leverage. Alright, tap. Alright, I got you.
Damn.
I'm at the bottom. So. Alright. It's a mic, not a dick.
Yo.
Fuck, you're beating on it with your dick beater.
Fuck you, man. And it's a massager. Doesn't beat it.
It's a massage stick.
Massage
It's
stick.
a one-handed massage.
So, what's going on, members?
Well, I'll say this. It's been very interesting over the last couple of weeks.
What do you got to say?
I'll say this. I'll say this.
I'm fucking stoned.
It's been very interesting to have people contacting us and just kind of like as fans of what we're doing. And it's kind of surreal to me because as much as we talked about this is what we're going to do and this is what we're going to do and blah, 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 like to see it actually unfolding and happening and having, like I said, these people contact us to be part of the show. They want to be a sponsor for the show. They want to be guests on the show. It's cool to see, like-minded people across the world like coming together through our conversations.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I listen to you guys while I'm in the grow room. I listen to you guys while I'm chopping. I listen to you guys while I'm driving. I listen to you guys while I'm at work." It's like, damn, I feel like a fucking professional. Like, what the fuck? We're getting listened to. It's pretty crazy.
I know.
And I know we appreciate it because off mic we were talking about it, how it's just, it's crazy. It's so cool. It's just been very
100%.
uplifting for us. Our moods have been better.
Yeah.
Life's been good, and this just definitely helps. I think it's a nice.
It really
outlet
is
for us.
stressfully for me, because I get to vent and get my message that I feel that needs to be out there. If people want to listen and grab onto it, then they can. If they don't want to, then they don't have to.
Yeah.
I think we're like, we are a lot, some good truth seekers, like, not that that's our quest, but we're really going to try to,
I think it's naturally in the three of us.
yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I think lying or telling, trying to, it's too much time to take up.
And it's
Fuck it.
short-lived. I mean, most lies have an end date because you can't keep them up. You can't keep up with them.
Yeah.
So bullshit usually is sought.
Seven more
it
stories
separates.
happen from that one thing, and next thing you know, you're caught and you don't even know what one.
But that's another cool thing about doing something like this, where now the three of us, yeah, we talk a lot of shit, whatever, but we can be held accountable for what we're saying because we got it on record. And it's on our own accord. We're doing it on purpose. Just kind of letting you know, this is the truth. Like, this is
real
what
shit.
we feel. This is
Yeah.
what we're doing. I mean,
I'm passionate about this shit. This is why I get so aggravated at things, because, it's nice that we're able to do it, and I'm totally grateful, but at the same time, let's try and have it done right, and there's just so much shit I could say that I don't want to say because it's negative, and I try and be positive about everything, but when I see spreadsheets of stupid ass fucking number system 1 through 5, 5 being the best, and you see the categories in these, for these brokers that are out there for these dispensaries, their system of buying their product from other people is totally fucked. 100,000,000% fucked. And the people that have just spent millions of dollars on these these spots to grow, these grows, are getting fucked. So, when I see that shit, I get aggravated because I'm passionate about it.
Well, it's disgusting to see it unfold because it's almost like we kind of could predict this as soon as they announced that they were going to let this happen.
Yeah.
It's like...
Oh,
it was
absolutely,
This is actually what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
and it's like, it sucks to watch it happen the way we didn't want it to.
Oh my god, man.
And,
Well, it sucks also because I'm a patient
well, yeah.
in Rhode Island. So me being behind the scenes like I am, and I'm looking at, excuse me, the standard that these people are setting, and I feel bad for all the other patients that aren't behind the scenes and don't know the behind the scenes shit
Yeah.
and what's going, and they don't have a clue either because they're just like, oh, this stuff works for me. I'm gonna use it instead of prescription drugs. Let's go get signed up by a doctor. Da 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 da. Oh, this stuff works for me. This stuff doesn't. And the dispensary, they don't give a fuck. They just want to
Turn a buck.
just turn a buck.
Yeah.
I'm
When,
sure
when they could turn a buck, but they could have people in there like me, like you, delegating what the fuck they're doing wrong. Because not saying, we're know-it-alls or whatever, because I'm not. But at the same time, motherfucker, I know a lot of shit about this fucking craft. You know what I mean? Like,
that, I think, even to just kind of all sum all that up, what these
I'm
end
going hard
facilities
tonight, boys.
end facilities are really like missing is just professional guidance.
Exactly.
They
But they don't look at us as
because-
professionals
no,
because
they
we're
don't,
just
but-
a patient, or we're just a caregiver, or we're just criminals that sell fucking pot.
Right. That's yeah.
When what? Because you spent $100,000 on a license that lets you be a licensed pot dealer? What's the fucking difference? There is no difference. Because if I could pay tax on the Pete to Pete's that I do, patient to patients, I would, because I'm an upstanding citizen. I want to pay my taxes. I want to be right by the people. I give back to my town and my community. You know what I mean? I try and help build the shit up so I have a nice place to live, and I don't have any kids or any grandkids or anything, obviously, but I have nieces and nephews, and I want to see them fucking grow up in a somewhat decent world. And it all starts with a voice, whether I sound like an idiot or not.
It's not... I don't think it's about sounding like an idiot or not. It's... Like I said, this was...
Well, I can get passionate. I get
You're
I
passionate.
get
And it's
riled
not
up
that
about it.
you're
You
not
know what I mean?
against the idea of the dispensaries. You're against
Right.
the idea of poor standards.
Exactly.
That's what you're really,
Exactly.
and just because they paid a price tag doesn't give them the right to have poor standards.
Right. Exactly.
And don't forget, this is our setting. This is our informal setting. You can say whatever you want. If we were to approach these issues in court or whatever, we'd have a much more professional approach. It's, what I mean? It's,
Right. Exactly.
This is just how we're talking about it. It's
Exactly.
Yeah, obviously this is our platform.
yeah. So
Period,
I mean, we're just trying to express how we feel.
But you know what else though? It like you were saying, like a lot of people don't have access to some of this stuff that's actually happening. Between the bigger side of stuff like that. Even though we are patients, and it's true, we are also much more than that because we actually get to hear from from the actual person that something happened to, or some big change that's actually about to happen, because we're actually behind that scenes. And with this platform, we can actually tell people why.
Right.
If we see something wrong that somebody's doing wrong and it's doing wrong to the people, well, hey, you might be outed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's like, oh, why'd you do that? It's like, well, why did you do the people wrong?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you pointing back at me?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I told what you were doing.
And they think they're doing it right because their books look good, and that's all they care about. And that, like I said, that's all fine and well. You obviously, to run a business, you need your books to look good, but don't be poisoning the people, and don't
Right.
be fucking misleading them and giving them fucking shit. That's not what they should be given. Number one, and get some real growers in there. Or just start buying from the people that you gave licenses to.
Yeah, the real growers that actually invested, believed in what was said,
Yeah,
and invested into this. That actually know what they're doing. Get your shit together.
It's scary. When you look, it's just, it's so, I don't want to say government because I don't want to go down that path, but it's just kind of a little funny when you see the numbers of the applications that they approved to get these cultivation facilities. And then
It's unbelievable.
And then after they give all these people these licenses and they pay all this fucking money to the state, then they tell them, oh, yeah, you can only sell to these 3 places, and they're only going to give you this much money. Oh, and then this third place isn't going to do it, so now you only got 2 places. And it's like, well, wait a fucking minute. You should have told me this before we put $3 million up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And $3 million of equity.
And before you guys got all your money for the licenses and for the permits that we had to pull and the contractors.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and
The thing about it is, all this, it's like normally, right? If this was like a normally regulated industry, you could end up complaining to the Better Business Bureau or something along those lines.
That's what I want it to be called. The Better Cannabis Bureau.
The Better Cannabis Bureau.
BCB.
BCB. That sounds good.
Where it's a third party. What do they call it?
Yeah, third party.
Yeah, but it's
Non-affiliated third party.
not bias kind of type of thing, right? Maybe
Non-affiliated.
There's no government affiliation.
Right. Where it's chosen by the people
for
of
the
the
people,
industry.
by the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, where I know for a fact if I put a poll up on my Instagram or had a couple of
Can you put poll?
Yeah, if I put a poll, yeah. See, I said it again. If I put a poll up,
Right up on my Instagram.
They'd be all over it.
but no, if we did something like that and asked the people who they thought would be the right, I guess, quote unquote connoisseurs to run this Better Cannabis Bureau, to go into all these dispensaries and,
Not maliciously.
not maliciously at all, just to
Because we want good products.
reinsure.
No bullshit.
Right.
We want great product. We
want
love that
all
shit.
yeah, exactly. We want fire. We want dank.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's how this shit has always been. But, like I said, we called it a medicine for so long. They flipped it on us, said, okay, you want it to be medicine? It's going to be strict, clean, tested, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, well, then you're going to have a third-party UN type of deal that comes in and says, yeah, you're doing it to our standards because we're the people, we're the voice of the people, that have been chosen to say, you guys are doing it right, you guys definitely need to change a couple things, so on and so forth.
And you know what's funny? If you really think about it, if this was implemented from the very start of this program in the state, they probably wouldn't have the problems that they have now of
100%.
not being able to get rid of the shit that they have because it's fucking garbage. Because they'd already be on top of those issues and they'd be straightened out by now.
They'd have been coming to us, asking us, hey, we want to save a shit ton of time and money. Can you help us, guide us with these laws and regulations and what should be done? And you know what I mean? I'm not saying I have the answers for all of it, but I can sure as shit help probably 90%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't know if something like that will ever be allowed because it can be seen as invasive if you're not doing things on the up and up. So if you're not willing to have people, if you don't want to have this UN walk through and make sure your shit's on par, then it's possible that you're not doing things right.
Well, that would be the natural psyche of
right,
things.
Exactly. So maybe bringing this up, you would hope maybe someone would want to even have us do it, even promote us to do it, and because maybe they're one of the facilities and they
It would
say,
have to be lobbied for and
Right.
stuff like that.
But if one of the facilities is promoting it, then hell, you know that they got good shit.
yeah, exactly. They
And
would
they're not
want to be
afraid.
like, yeah, come on in.
We want you to
Yep.
come and test the shit.
Come and check out what we do, and so we can get your stamp of approval, and we'll be the first ones to have that stamp.
Yeah.
Because now
And then we can follow suit.
everybody's gonna go, oh shit, we picked those people, and they got the stamp from them.
Yeah, man, that would be great. That would totally be great.
Yeah.
But
That would be awesome.
I mean, the people would want to go to that one spot, and
Well, that's why it would start a trend
yeah,
where
exactly, it would.
this is the place to go to, and then, the next place would be like, well, what the fuck? We got good shit too. Come check our shit out. Okay, we'll go check your shit out too.
Yeah, man.
We're not
Without
paid by
a doubt.
anybody. We just
No,
want to have
we're
the
not.
standard put out there. That's it. That's all we're trying to do.
Nope. It's a completely non-biased, third party, non-affiliated.
People picked,
yeah, it's just
and
yeah.
it can be from around the world.
Yeah.
It
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
have
Absolutely.
to be
right.
just the
That's
United
right.
States, obviously, because obviously we keep saying the words UN. That's kind of the only standard we have to kind of
Well, because
gauge it against.
It
Let's
makes the
call
most.
it that.
It makes the most sense
Right.
because if you think about it, I mean these facilities are kind of like little governments where it's kind
Yeah,
of secrets
fuck
and,
yeah.
and closed looped and
Fuck yeah.
nothing gets out. So you got to have someone that comes in and is allowed entry. Even
I mean,
though,
I'm staring at a bottle. I'm not going to name the fucking place, but I'm sure we can all figure it out. I'm telling you, it says growing medium pesticides / pesticides. Now, granted, this has been brought up before. We all know this person that grew this stuff, and he don't grow in fucking perlite or cocoa, and he definitely doesn't spray citric acid, rosemary oil, peppermint oil, clove oil, cinnamon oil, thyme oil, garlic oil, castor oil, I can't even fucking say that oil, and then this sodium lauryl sulfate. Like, who wants to smoke? Hey, raise your hand out there. Do you want to smoke that? No. Do you know where I threw it? Only because I knew, well, the ones that I got from them that they grow, I threw them in the trash. I didn't even smoke them. I smoked
the clean one that
Yeah.
we know is
Yeah.
from the good guy.
Yeah, so Derek, that you right now that's trimming, take some stems and throw them, 'cause that's some bullshit. Or you in the garden, man, just
yeah,
keep tending to the ladies just the right way.
take care of them.
Yeah, and I hope it doesn't sound like we're beating a dead horse because we've brought this up a couple times now in a couple episodes. But I think it really is something to consider because every edge that these cultivators can get only helps them move their hard work, and it seems like right now it's a struggle for some of these guys to be able to even get on the shelves.
It's unbelievable.
So
man.
I think maybe
so much favoritism is what it is
Well,
too. Like.
I don't really know personally
I
because I'm
think-
not behind the scenes.
But
of
that's the thing though,
that,
with the rating, it would help them because if
Exactly.
it was like an overall thing, you
Yeah.
know, that they can't control either.
Right, exactly.
Of course they're not going to be too wild about it, but if you end up
If
coming
they
and proving
bring in
like
the
that,
fire.
if we end up, if something end up going in there and actually gave them that, that grade A letter, because they do everything right, because
Right.
it is the right way, and they're testing everything the right way. Well, shit. Why would you get the D, the one they call D, and you're not getting any A's? Why?
Yeah,
It's
why?
like I don't know about that.
Well, I think for us, as this platform that we have, I would have to say, for any patients out there that are going to these dispensaries,
Anywhere.
anywhere
In the country.
Because go in
this
and
is-
demand that you ask questions. You don't have to be rude about things or think you know everything. Just ask questions. How was this done? Blah 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 blah. What was it sprayed with? Anything? Did it have anything? Sorry, I was getting past the.
Yeah, no,
drop.
because I mean,
You know what I'm saying? So demand who you want. Certain people, if you know they're growing or have an opportunity to give stuff to the dispensary and it's clean, say, hey, listen, I think you should get this stuff, or I'd like to have Subcool stuff, or I'd like to have Lupino's consulting and whatever done here. You should check it out. And the more they hear that shit, then maybe it'll happen.
So I mean, it's not just this is what's happening with the current dispensaries now today, and this is the same system that continues to be repeated with every new state that gets into medical and goes through this whole thing. And what's happening is that each one is trying something totally different, fucking it up from the very beginning, having some loose laws. There's nobody to be held accountable for anything, really. It's
right. And the flip side to that is
the patients are paying the ultimate price. And they'll continue if they don't end up. If somebody doesn't say something, here we are.
Right.
And the flip side of that is because it's so new that they can do this and just have those loose laws and this and that. So obviously, people can fill their pockets before shit really starts getting regulated and fucking handled the correct way. And whatever. Like I said, I'm all for everybody to make money, and I want everybody to prosper and make money and do good in this business if you've been in it for a while, because we're the ones who deserve to. You know what I mean? People like RI's Finest and there's a bunch of other guys out there. We've been in it for a long time, and we know what's going on. We know how to make grow clean medicine, find the best cultivars to grow for the people. We already have an idea of what strains that we carry do best for appetite, anxiety, whatever. You know what I mean? We already have that one up on these guys, where most of these bud tenders back there, like I've asked a couple bud tenders already, what's the terpene profile on this? And they look at you fucking cross-eyed, like you just said some Chinese language, and instantly I know, and I'm just like, never mind, don't even worry about it. And I just smell it. And
that's a step up from Connecticut. From Connecticut, they have to be a certified pharmacist, like actually school pharmacist. They don't know anything about it, and almost like 90% of them aren't patients at all. So they have no idea.
That's ridiculous, because what it is the pharmaceutical companies going, hey, we need to cash in on this somehow. We're gonna fucking make you guys, if you want to be a bud tender, you gotta go to fucking school. Mm-hmm. We're gonna take your money, and you're not gonna know shit about cannabis. You're just gonna stand behind the counter and fucking
So listen to this, right? Full circle, right? I ended up, when it first, I used to go to the dispensary all the time, and I used to obviously, get quite frustrated with the people behind the counter, because I was like, we're licensed pharmacists. It's like, so you guys aren't patients, I asked them the whole deal. So last week I went to the CVS to get some allergy stuff, actually, and I told them I was actually told them about the podcast. To the thing, I said, that was when we did RI's Finest. Mm-hmm. That I was suffering from like really bad allergic, just really bad.
I remember you that night.
It sucked horribly. So I mentioned to him, I was like, I got to record a podcast, tonight. And he was like, oh, you should be okay if you take, I asked him what I should take. And he was like, what kind of podcast? I was thinking about saying something. I was like, you know what? I was like, it's for cannabis. Because it's funny, because sometimes when I walk by the pharmaceuticals at like a supermarket, I say drug dealers. Every single time you see something like drug dealers. So I like to fuck with them, honestly. I really like to fuck with those dudes, yo.
I do too.
He was like, really? It's like, that's funny. I used to work at the dispensary there. I was like, really? I was like, how the fuck? I was like, that's right. In Connecticut, they have to have all like pharmaceutical school, and it just kind of ends up being kind of like a stepping stone to work at a dispensary. They don't really, understand any of it like that. And besides what the patients are telling them, and the patients, most of them tend to be elderly individuals, and saying that the cream is working, they feel appetite, blah, blah, all this stuff from different types. So what they're doing is just keeping track on which one is, your favorite to, like you've gotten multiple times. and they'll
Yeah.
and they'll advise you when they have that type and stuff like that. But the types that they have are only from 4 different locations, nowhere else. And there's, in my opinion, there's only one that really ends up doing it, AGL. But they've been stressing the fuck out of all the plants, so they're getting seeds and shit in it too. It's and they don't have anywhere else to do it because in Connecticut you can't grow. So it's like, and on top of it, like what is just tested on there, it's stupid as fuck. We don't even get like all that, possibly spray stuff. None of that stuff. All that stuff that I know they're like covering ass. Huh?
It still could be sprayed with, and you wouldn't. I
wouldn't even. I couldn't even. I'm asking the people like that, and they don't even know. They don't know. They're literally just. They're just turning around, seeing whatever names on the label, and then turning around and then giving it putting it in a bag and giving it to you. Yeah. That's all that those people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, licensed packagers. Or fucking.
No, they're already prepackaged. Literally, they're just grabbing it from behind them and then turning around and giving it to you. It's already you can't even like really, it's all like, so they don't even look at it. So you can't really like look at anything. That's all you're taking. Next thing you know, it's super dry, it's fucking.
They just won't let anybody, and this is how it should be. You should have to, pay your money for the license to first of all, find a well-zoned area that's zoned for this stuff. Because you can have all the money in the world and permits in the world. If you don't have a right zoning permit, you're fucked. You're not doing shit. So, find the zoning. Find a nice spot. Go buy, pay your dues for your license. Start growing. They should also let you pay for another license to have a store to retail your product. But you can not in-house test your own stuff. It has to be tested from a certified, place saying that, your terpene level, it's going to be a full cannabinoid, full terpene, full mold, mildew, heavy metals, all that stuff. And it's all going to be documented right there for the people even in rec. When it becomes rec, this is how it should be.
Just critics. Everybody's just got to, just like...
Straight up. And guess what?
Like there's
whoever
some people...
has the best sets the market.
So there's people out there like us, still, like shout out to the Connecticut medical marijuana critic. He's in Connecticut, so he's been... every time he gets one, he opens it up, he records it, he smokes it, he talks about everything like that. He's, a local to the Tetrahydro Club. I mean, like he's always there. But he, he's putting out the information because the people at the dispensaries don't know shit.
Exactly. And someone, it's awesome that he does that. Props to him because we need that. I want to do it so bad, but like I said to you guys before, I feel like I'm gonna end up getting in trouble one of these days because I open my mouth too big, too much, too loud. But at the same time, come at me, motherfucker, because I don't give a fuck.
I feel like
it's so antagonistic.
The stresses, they're putting the stresses in the wrong places. They should be.
Bite, bro. I bite.
They should be more focused on those final tests, meaning the heavy metals, the pesticides, the molds. That should be what gets you into the stores, not you were able to put up a $3 million facility.
Exactly.
It should come down.
It's
to
clean
those
and I have fire. Come and get
numbers.
it.
Anybody who has the money can do that.
But that's what's happening. It's just who has the money.
Man. And that's the issue. Is
but you know what?
Get
Though,
these
you
people
need
in there that don't know how to grow. If you want to get into
if you want to end up actually, we need that money that just needs to be invested correctly. Like it needs to be handled right. And there's so much just overspending that's happening trying to get a top-notch facility with wasted shit, bad stuff that people haven't just, people haven't like started from a seed, a regular seed, figured out, went through the problems, had males, herms, all kinds of shit. If they haven't gone through that whole process, they just really never gonna understand that concept. Right. But at least, at minimum, they can hire people to actually know this and listen to them. they're gonna end up doing the right thing. You just gotta let them.
I
do
mean,
it.
we talk about this little Better Cannabis Bureau UN thing. I'm not even not saying I should be on it, but I can guarantee you, I can pick right now 4 or 5 legitimate people from the community across the country that probably would get 85 to 90% of everybody else's votes. So there's people out there.
Oh, for sure.
So these people hopefully are listening,
and you know,
and you can
but
rise up with us.
Luckily, there are so many good people across the country, and there's so many medical programs across the country where it's not like you need these people to jump across the country to be traveling everywhere. There's so many facilities local to all these people anyway.
Yeah.
That it could just be for a quick launch of a nationwide BCB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know,
BCB. Yeah, just
Set up-
representatives from trusted representatives from different parts of the country.
Hashtag BCB, Better Cannabis Bureau.
yeah. It's
Everybody,
possible.
Let's fucking start a
Hell
petition.
yeah. Why not?
Start a petition, because I'm sick of these goddamn motherfuckers that just, like, seriously, like I said, my main gripe was
What do you think,
when
people?
I saw that stuff.
I want to hear. I want to hear from the people, man.
Yeah.
What's
hit
going
us
on
up.
out there? We want to hear
Hit-
BCB, Better Cannabis Bureau.
Hit us up in the website.
On the website.
On Joint Committee, DM the Joint Committee. Give us, your feedback on it. I mean, if you really want to DM Mr. Bond 420 and the East Coast of them, I'm sure if you have something good to say, we obviously are gonna get back to you about it. And but yeah, it's a crazy fucking thing. This whole shit, because you look at it and half of it's fucking ass backwards. Like you just said, Connecticut's got 4 places that are able to give stuff to how many dispensaries?
I think it's 9.
All right, so you guys are a little bit bigger of a state than Rhode Island, but still,
It's
in
still
Rhode
only
Island
from
we
4
have
places.
we have
It's like
16 places for 3.
2.
Technically 2.
Fucking wish. The Connecticut 4, and they always hold the same shit. Always.
Well, it's let's just see how ass backwards it is. Rhode Island's the smallest state in the fucking country. We have fucking 16.
You know what you can
people
do?
growing.
You know what you can do in Connecticut? You can come to Rhode Island. Look where I'm at.
Well, exactly. Exactly. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, there's better systems set up and that are in place right now that are just working. Obviously, Colorado's working just fine. You know what I mean? Everybody tries to base it off Colorado, but guess what? Colorado's pretty big. So if you try and bring that to Rhode Island, like they did, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
So scale it down, just like bacon. You gotta scale everything down. Fucking idiots! I swear to God, I get so mad. But whatever. I mean,
Well, it's
You're funny, yeah.
it's a blurry line between are they really idiots or is this just they're maximizing their
no, they're idiots.
You know what? I think
Their
Let's
money.
change the subject.
Well, they're not
Fucking- there's
idiots.
just too
That,
much
you
fucking-
know what? I
it's just so
stand
much
corrected.
ignorance.
Actually,
It's fucking ignorance.
I want to call them idiots just out of pure fucking bliss, but they're not idiots because you're right. They're fucking smart. They
Yeah,
are
that's the
fucking
thing.
just making money. And all right, I'll say it. I will. I'm fucking jealous, cocksuckers. Like that ain't fair that you can just have that kind of power to do that shit and be like, oh, we're just gonna act stupid and just pack our pockets.
welcome to America.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a fucking certain, I don't know, whatever. I guess I just have better morals than a lot of fucking the world. And some people would probably argue that, but fuck
I like
you.
you, Bond.
Fuck you to
All
you
right,
people.
fuck you too.
Not you.
Well, if they
Fuck you to the people that I know that are probably listening, going fuck him. Fuck you too. How about that?
they need to stop treating this like it's oil. Like there's not a finite amount
Exactly.
of fucking weed. This is a huge blossoming thing where they need more.
There should be more.
They need more people to expand all the possibilities on this industry.
There
because
should be
it's just
more
open.
weed and hemp outdoor plants than there is you know, anything really.
Ficus.
Like just
Ficus.
they should just be on the sides of the road because from what I gather, the cannabis plant, the hemp plant, scrub more carbon out of the air than trees do.
Facts. Hempcrete.
So,
Fucking awesome.
well, the uses of hemp are
Well,
just
that's
stupid.
That's a whole
This
hour
is
long.
right, exactly. We can get into that, but
Oh, and then another thing I wanted to say too is,
Damn it.
I know I've been asked several times like certain scientific questions and stuff, and I don't mind answering stuff like that, but honestly, there's already a couple different podcasts out there that magnificently handle the scientific aspects of growing. One of them is the NPK show. They really break down the science much better than I ever could, so it kind of intimidates me to even want to go down that path because we're sitting here smoking heavily and just, you know, I got that New England explanation way of thinking, so I don't always use the right words and shit, so that's, you know, I just wanted to give a shout out to the other podcasts that are doing awesome stuff with their great knowledge that they're putting out there, so thank you. But again, that doesn't mean I won't answer questions and shit like that, but you know, I don't want to be a scientist, so don't take me for one.
E equals MC squared.
But we do encourage having scientists on this show.
Yeah, we should get one of those.
We should get a
We
scientist.
should definitely try and find somebody that's doing some crazy kind of something and get them on the show. We'll see what's up.
Holy.
If anybody has any ideas, ask.
Well,
Get
certainly.
us, send them to us.
Well, certainly. That would be,
And we'll be on the search also.
yeah. Let's see if we can find somebody.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find somebody.
All right, yo.
All right, here we go. I'm Mr. Bond. You can find me on Instagram. Hash it up. Bubble.
I'm Lupino. Find me at Lupino45 on IG. Check out my, on Gene Traders for upcoming events. Here, there, west, east. Trying
January
to really.
14th.
Yeah, January 14th.
Yep. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, all over the internet, East Coasterdam. Check out Clean Roots platforms, Buddha's Tree, Nutrients, the Joint Committee sessions.
We are.
Out.
Check it, check.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
End of session. The Joint Committee thanks you for listening.